Okay, guys. So, for whatever reason, I uh, I'm sure I just don't have enough editing knowledge. But for some reason, I tried to start the video with my face showing, and then reverse the camera to show the albums. But hi, here I am again. Uh, in part one of the video, uh, which was at number 13, I put Yellow Submarine, 12 with the Beatles, 11, Please Please Me, 10, Beatles for Sale, 9 was Let It Be, right? Yeah. So that's where we're at. Uh, Number 8, Numero Ucho. And this is hard because, you know, getting those first 5 albums out of the way, here, let me go ahead and chronologically gotta get Beatles for Sale out of here because I already ranked that one. Uh, if for whatever reason Beatles for Sale gets in the shot, just pretend it doesn't exist. I mean, it does exist, and it's a great album. Every single one of these albums are special. Uh, the Beatles, they did not make a bad album. There's albums that songs, I should say, not even you know, there are songs on the albums that I quote unquote rank at the bottom. Those albums have songs that I may not be particularly crazy about, but the albums themselves are still wonderful and unique in their own way. So, number uh number 8. Here's the remaining 8 albums. Uh uh I'm gonna go with A Hard Day's Night, uh which today is Thursday, July 17th. 7 days ago was the 61st anniversary of the release of this wonderful album. And this is the third studio album, the third UK studio album. And it's the first one to have songs solely composed by just the Beatles, no cover songs. And it's the only Beatles album where every single song is written by Lennon McCartney. With that said, though, track 4, I'm Happy Just to Dance with You, George Harrison sings it, but it's still Lennon McCartney, if that makes sense. Um, let's look at the little the cardboard, because in 2009, all these albums that I'm ranking, with the exception of two of them, because two of them are the 50-year anniversary editions. But the other uh, 12 that I own, because there's 14 of them, Past Masters, which is all of the UK singles that weren't on the UK albums. As a rule, they weren't allowed to put a single on an album after the album was already released. They could release the single first, and that's usually what they did. Like, for example, with the Beatles for Sale, uh, the single associated with that record is I Feel Fine, and the B side, She's a Woman. Um, that single was released right before Beatles for Sale came out, but those two songs were written and recorded during the sessions for that album, if that makes sense. Uh, yeah, wonderful picture right there of the band. Here's the CD. I probably don't need to show all the CDs, but yeah, I'm not gonna do that. Here's the booklet. I love that black and white with the blue and the red. Hard Day's Night. I love that color scheme. April 16th, 1964. Bruce A. Karsh was the photographer. Uh, and if you look right there, you can see the American advertisement poster for the United Artists release. I just so happen to have that. And I also have this amazing poster right here. But anyway, I'm getting off topic. I'm sorry. This was honestly the first Beatles album that I got on CD on my own. I got it for Christmas in 2014, 13 or 14, I want to say. So I've had this album for 12 years. This exact copy of this CD I've had for 11 or 12 years. Words and music, John Lennon and Paul McCartney. And it's the only, of all the 13 UK studio albums, A Hard Day's Night is the only one where every song is composed and written by Lennon McCartney. And George sings I'm Happy to Dance with You, but he didn't write it. That's in Paris, I believe. Uh, Twickenham Film Studios. There's going to be a lot of these pictures that are in Twickenham. Abbey Road, Paul on piano. I think that's while he was doing Can't Buy Me Love. And I believe that Ringo on the bongos there, that was during the recording for the title track, A Hard Day's Night. I believe. Yeah, February 25th. But yeah, these are just amazing photographs. And there's the group. It's like they know they're being watched. They see some sort of camera that took this photograph. George, and I can't really tell if Ringo is looking at the camera. I think he might be. George, he ain't even paying attention, but Paul is definitely looking at us. Ringo might be, but it's hard to tell because he's scratching his nose or something. I don't know. And John is definitely just like, huh? Is Big Brother watching us? What's going on? And I think that's a refrigerator. I mean, that's got to be a refrigerator because I can't for the life of me think of anything else what that could possibly be. Uh, Another great picture of John right there. And I love this picture of George because I believe that's his 12-string guitar. I don't know. It might not be though. It's hard to tell because of the tuning knobs there on the head. It looks like there's only 6 of them and not 12. But anyway, these are the historical notes. But yeah, wonderful pictures. Uh, there's the final group shot. Sorry, this is the final shot, which is basically right before that. Okay, so that was number 7. Number 6. Ooh, number 6. Number 6. Uh, I'm gonna go with this very special album, Help, their 5th studio album, following up from Beatles for Sale, which I talked about in the first part of the ranking, the first video, part 1. This was one of the last Beatles albums that I got on CD from this entire 2009 collection, with the exception of 2 50-year anniversary editions. But yeah, this is their second movie soundtrack album. But I love the yellow and not yellow, the white and blue color scheme here. That's them on stage while they're performing the song the night before, I believe. And I love that shot right there. Because prior to me buying this album, I seriously feel like I had seen these 4 little pictures before. Especially the one with Paul holding the bass and kind of smirking right there. That's them in the Bahamas. That's them in Germany, I believe. Uh, Another amazing picture. The thing about the film Help, and I'll be honest, I've never seen it. I've actually seen Magical Mystery Tour and parts of Yellow Submarine, the movie Yellow Submarine. And I've seen a little bit of Let It Be, but I haven't seen A Hard Day's Night, and I haven't seen Help. But from what I am aware of, the plot from the film Help, it goes back and forth. Like, they start off in the snow skiing or something, and then they go to the Bahamas, and then they go back to the snow at the end or something. I don't know. Uh, but yeah, I love how that's a blue color scheme with the white lettering, and then help is in red right there. Because on the front cover, help is in red, the Beatles' outfits are blue, and the background is white. And then the Beatles stereo text, Farlophone, EMI. It's just authentic. I don't know if authentic is the correct word, but very high quality photographs and uh, memorabilia. Uh, that's them and the camera will focus in Austria. Yeah, they go from the Bahamas to Austria, back to the Bahamas, and then back to Austria, I believe. And then I think they go to Germany at some point in the movie, but I'm not sure. And then that's them in Austria again. Uh, and that's them in the Bahamas again. But yeah, wonderful album. Uh, I think one interesting thing is the lead single, Ticket to Ride, was released on April 9th, 1965, which is my birthday. Uh, well, April 9th, 2001. So, uh, 10, 20, 36 years before I was 36 years after, to the day, 36 years after Ticket to Ride was released, I was born. But that ain't even my favorite song on the record, because the best part about this album, in my opinion, are the deep cuts. I love Help. I love The Night Before. You've Got to Hide Your Love Away is it's okay. I Need You, I absolutely love. Another Girl I used to not care for, but that song really grew on me. And You're Gonna Lose That Girl is a top 5 Beatles song, and it's easily my favorite song on it. Actually, hold on. I take that back. Uh, You're Gonna Lose That Girl is a top 5 Beatles song, but I don't know if it's my favorite on this record. That honor will go to It's Only Love. Uh, Very special song. And there's 3 number 1 hits on this record: Help, Ticket to Ride, and Yesterday. And the deep cuts, uh, You Like Me Too Much, Tell Me What You See, I've Just Seen a Face, those are all amazing. And I'd say my least 2 favorite songs are the 2 covers, Act Naturally and Dizzy Miss Lizzie. Um, the song Bad Boy, which is a B-side, a single, it also released in 1965, I believe, during the sessions for this album. If Bad Boy replaced Dizzy Miss Lizzie, or Act Naturally. If Bad Boy replaced one of these two songs, this album would be ranked a little higher. All right. Number 6. Yeah. This is tough because ooh, y'all are not gonna like what I'm gonna pick next. I'm just gonna say that right now. Are you ready? Hold on, I'm gonna turn the camera this way so that I don't reveal my pick. Okay. This album that I'm about to show y'all, a year ago, I would have ranked this probably where I ranked Let It Be and or A Hard Day's Night. But over time, I have really grown to appreciate, respect. Well, I've always respected the record, but appreciate and understand the impact that this record had and still has. Yes, a lot of people would put this in their top 3, and I've seen a couple people put it as their number 1, and I understand why. Uh, Here, I'm just going to browse through these because this is one of my favorite photos ever right here, because what I love about this particular remastered package, 2009 remastered packaging of this album, is that uh, this photograph right here, this back cover, I've always kind of had a fascination with it. Just how it's like a black light effect, and everyone's wearing sunglasses. John's wearing his regular glasses, and Ringo, George, and Paul are wearing sunglasses. I always just found that fascinating. And the fact that this image right here basically is a different take of this same photograph, I've always loved it. That. Now, quickly to the track listing. Tax Man, I mean, what can I say about it? It's a strong opener. And here's the thing, a lot of people don't know this, but apparently I watched an interview with George Harrison. Apparently John Lennon wrote part of the one of the riffs of Tax Man. George wrote the lyrics and it's his song, but I believe John contributed to some of the instrumentation. My favorite tracks on this out, as much as I love Tax Man, I'm sorry, but it's not one of my favorites on here. Eleanor Rigby, I'm Only Sleeping, Love You Too, Here, There, and Everywhere, She Said, She Said, She Said, She Said is probably my favorite song on the album. Dr. Robert, I Want to Tell You, and Got to Get You Into My Life. Those are my favorite songs. So out of 14 tracks, 8 of them are my favorite. And y'all are gonna y'all are really gonna hate what I'm about to say. I'm sorry about that. Y'all are really gonna hate what I'm about to say. But my least favorite track on this album is Tomorrow Never Knows. It was the first song recorded for this album, along with Paperback Writer and the B-side Rain. But I don't know what it is that I love the backwards guitar and John's vocal effect being placed through a plastic some kind of tube or something to give it that echoey, trippy, psychedelic effect. Uh, but like the repetitive boom boom bum boom boom ba-dum boom 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 bum boom boom ba-dum boom 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 bum boom boom ba-dum boom 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 bum boom ba-dum. Turn off your mind, relax and how it boom boom bum boom boom ba-dum boom 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 bum boom boom ba-dum. How that constant drum beat all throughout the song, along with John's vocal, I just feel it's uneven and it's kind of a turn off for me, But other than that, this is a nine 9 out of 10 album. I love these photos here. Paul on guitar. Hold on. Oh, never mind. I was gonna say, I thought on here it showed what instruments each member plays on each song, but I think that's only on Help and Rubber Soul. But yeah, that might be during Tax Man. Paul and John and George. Well, no, I don't know. I don't know what song it is, but historical notes released in the UK on August 5th. Revolver is the Beatles' 7th studio album. Great picture of George. And all these pictures here were basically taken like May and June of 66. And this picture is in Tokyo, Japan in July of 66. During one of their, I think it's their last tour in Asia, I believe. But yes, I love this picture right here. My dad used to have a big picture that was framed, of course, of this image right here. Yeah. I love that picture. And what's cool too, if you see the date on there, BBC TV Centre, London, June 16th, 1966. Uh, Let me see. 41 years later, after this picture was taken, June 16th of 2017, right? 10, 20, 30, 40. Hold on. 76, 86, 96, 06. I'm sorry. Uh, 51 years. 51 years later to the day that this picture was taken. My dad and I saw Metallica in concert for the first time. And they're another one of my favorite bands. I'll do a ranking on them one of these days. And that's another good picture from May 20th. Same as this picture, May 20th. Is that the same? They wearing the same clothes? Yeah. Uh, yeah, they're wearing the same clothes. More great pictures. Spring. More great pictures. Spring in Abbey Road. And that is May 19th. This picture right here was taken the same day, because you can tell. Uh, Ringo's wearing black suit, white shirt, black tie. John's got his little suit there. Paul's black suit, and George's, I guess, black coveralls and a white shirt. And then right here, John in this picture, he's not wearing the black coat that he's wearing in this picture. But if you look, you can tell that it's kind of the same shirt. But yeah, Ringo's outfit is the same. Paul's shirt is off, or Paul's suit jacket's off in this picture. And George, I think, yeah. Anyway, doesn't matter. Uh, I'm going way too quick. And my phone is at 9%. It's alright. I'm gonna do one more album, and then who'd have thought that one Beatles ranking video of just their UK albums would require 3 parts? Who'd have thought, right? Anyway, number 5. Yeah. Number 5 is gonna be this. And boy, have I got... Okay, this is gonna be the last album of this video, because there are many things that I need to say about this album, and all of it's good. It's nothing but defending this album. First of all, uh, while this is a double EP in the UK, the United States released this as an actual album with 11 songs on it. The 6 songs on side 1 are from the movie, and these 5 are singles that were released prior to Sgt. Pepper coming out. But anyway, this picture right here is another one of my favorites. I just absolutely love it. And right here, I guess they're on the top of a car, the moon roof. They got their bodies out of the moon roof of that vehicle. So, I don't know how fast they're going or if they're even moving at all, but I hope they're paying attention for a potential shallow bridge that may be uh, coming their way that might cause them to uh, how do I put this? Uh, Saint Denis or Kieran Duffy's death and Red Dead Redemption 2, if any of y'all have played that video game. Which I'm willing to bet all the money in my bank account that, say this video gets at least 1,000 views, I'd be more than willing to bet that over half those viewers have at least heard of Red Dead Redemption. But I love this packaging here, and these photos I think might be my favorite among all 14. And I say 14 because of Past Masters. Again, I'm not including that. But Past Masters has historical notes and pictures in it as well, just like these albums. And the story of Magical Mystery Tour, the plot in chronological order, so there's no, Quentin Tarantino stuff going on here where stuff's shot out of order. No offense, I absolutely love Quentin Tarantino. I think Django Unchained is my favorite movie of his, and Reservoir Dogs is a close second. But yeah, these are told in chronological order while they're on the bus, the Magical Mystery Tour bus. When they originally pressed this album on vinyl, it had a booklet just like this, and 24 page. But yeah, that's November. Anyway, doesn't matter. I've talked way too much. That shot right there is from the end of Magical Mystery Tour. It's the final. They go from up the staircase and they're walking and dancing down these steps right here. They're at the top. I think it's either Hello Goodbye or All You Need Is Love. It's one of those two songs. They're at the top here, and then they go down the stairs and continue singing it, I believe. I could be wrong. But yeah, here's this right here is the page for the lyrics of the songs on side one, which are the words of all the show songs. Show meaning movie. So, just like A Hard Day's Night and Help Uh, the the songs that are featured in the movies are on side one of the vinyl record, and side two of the vinyl record are the non-movie songs. Same exact thing with this album. Uh, the only song, because there's 6 songs on side one, but there's only 5 songs on this page with lyrics on it. The reason for that is because of this song, Flying. 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 That's an instrumental, which I'm sure all of you know means no words required. Because when you got wonderful musicianship, sometimes words aren't the most important thing. I mean, they definitely are if you want to be a songwriter, but if you're just chilling with whatever, then it's okay. I think I already showed that picture. That's from, I believe, November 10th. Yeah, November 10th in London. That's, I think, why they're recording Baby or a Rich Man. And, or actually, it might be All You Need Is Love. Anyway, doesn't matter. Thing about this album is because it was released as a double EP in the UK, it's technically not a Beatles studio album. Because if you Google the Beatles discography on Google, it says Sgt. Pepper is the 8th studio album and that the White Album is the 9th studio album. But whether Google likes it or not, that is not the case for me anyway. You guys might disagree, but I think each and every person who is even a slight fan of the Beatles should buy this album because it is a studio album. While many of these songs, like Strawberry Fields Forever, while they date back to 1966, late 66, and this album came out literally a year later, not to the day, but yeah, this was taken from Blue Jay Way. I don't know what that is, but it looks like something that I would easily eat with no issues whatsoever. Sitting here in Blue Jay Way, Ringo with a cone hat. There's that bloody picture from earlier. Pictures have we not looked yet. Alright, anyway, I gotta go. Um, my favorite songs on this album are The Fool on the Hill, Your Mother Should Know, which I think is a very, very underrated and probably their best deep track ever. With the exception of um, the songs I mentioned from Help and No Reply, the opening track on Beatles for Sale. Uh, but yeah, here's my ranking. I hope you guys enjoyed part 2 of my Beatles UK Studio album ranking. Y'all have a wonderful rest of y'all's evening, night, morning, wherever anyone who will be viewing this will be at. Anyway, good night. Love y'all.